Well, good morning, everybody. The truck is running, as you can hear. It's about 8 degrees. It is February 17th. Beautiful day. No wind, very calm. So today I'm going to go flying with Dave. I'll get some video of that and let you guys see what that's all about. But all in all, again, a really nice day. I know 8 degrees doesn't seem like spring, but after 50 below, it's pretty nice. See you guys up in the air. Okay, I'm here with Dave. We're in his airplane, getting ready to take off at the Nenana airport. It is February 17th, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You good there?
I'm good there.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Your prop.
Well, okay, here we go. Got the plane all warmed up. Even though it's around 8 degrees on the surface, when we get up in the air, it warms up a fair bit. I think it even got up into the mid-20s. When going flying in the winter, being prepared is very important. Bunny boots, long johns, and snow pants for sure, and a couple of layers on the top half, and a parka, gloves, and hat. And the plane will have a survival bag in it, and the pilot will inform you where that is, and also the do's and the don'ts of the plane, as every plane can be just a little bit different. Almost all pilots love sharing their passion for flying, and welcome friends and family to go flying with them. Okay, now we've taxied over to the ski strip. This is generally a strip of dirt or grass that is unplowed, to allow ski planes to use the airport as long as possible. The main runway is on our left, and it is a paved runway, and it is kept clear of snow and ice for airplanes with wheels. The one we're using right now is covered with several feet of snow and is normally groomed and packed down by the pilots that use it. Whether it's snow or asphalt, you always want the runway to be as flat and smooth as possible. The Nenana Airport is a fairly busy airport. Some pilots use it as a place to stop and refuel, as it's easier to get in and out of than a busier airport like Fairbanks. Other pilots training will use it for touch and goes and to practice landings. During the summer wildfire season, forestry will base wildfire fighting operations out of it, as its close proximity to the major highway and the fact it's a long paved runway. A couple of the latest additions have been the city is in the process of finishing up a pilot's lounge, which is very handy when somebody has to spend some time there because of weather or waiting on somebody. And the University of Alaska Fairbanks is in the process of completing a new hangar for their drone research program. This facility will be the base of operations for all drone research going on in the interior. Okay, we made our turn. We're headed out towards the farm now. There's the runway we just took off from. The town of Nenana is just beyond that. It is always so fascinating when you get up in the air. Your perspective of everything changes. Okay, we're going to climb up to 3,000 or 4,000 feet. We're going to make a few passes around the agricultural project and the farm, and then make our way over to the Kantishna River. Okay, now we are going over the Parks Highway, which is one of only 2 highways between Fairbanks and Anchorage. And then coming up next is the Alaska Railroad, which hugs right along the edge of the Nenana River. Looking down the Nenana River, there's the bridge that we use to access the agricultural land, and just beyond that is where the Nenana River meets the Tanana River at the base of that hill. And it was just an incredible day to go flying. The air was super calm. It was a fair bit warmer once we got up to altitude. For me, it was quite possibly one of the best flights I'd been on in a very long time. Okay, now we'll look forward. We're headed straight for the agricultural project and the farm. And as you can see, what a clear day, not hardly a cloud in the sky. Okay, we're going to make a pass over the farm. So directly below us will be swampland, then you can see the bluff. And then we're coming up on the edge of the field clearing. There's the spruce trees in the middle of the field. Nenana will be on the left side of the plain, opposite the side facing the farm. The drone does a pretty good job of showing you everything from the air, but when you're flying over and looking at it, it definitely puts it all into perspective. You can see the property set off of the road quite a ways. The road right away is pretty wide going through here, and that leaves lots of room for updating or expanding the road as needed. Okay, we're just making a turn going through some more of the agricultural project area. This clip and the next clip are a pretty good representation of what the land looks like. As you can see, the fire burned it about as far as the eye can see. So the type of terrain you've seen in the farm videos is pretty much what it is across the entire agricultural project area. If you imagine, just look at a desert and the sand dunes, then go back and sprinkle some brush and trees on it and throw some lakes in, and that's what this area looks like from the air. Okay, now we're a little higher up, a little further away, coming around on the back side of the farm. The field at this point is somewhere between 120 and 130 acres. Okay, we're going to complete one more pass by the farm, take one more good look at it, and then we're going to head over to the Kantishna River, where Dave's family and my family both have cabins, and they're not too far from each other. Well, I don't know about everybody watching the video, but flying over all this agricultural land and this new field on a beautiful spring day definitely gets me thinking about dirt, tractors, and all the wonderful things we're going to be able to plant this year, and the excitement of getting the rest of the farm cleared. There is still a tremendous amount of work to do, but after taking a little time off over the winter and giving our batteries a chance to recharge, everybody's getting excited and getting ready to go back to work. Let's say goodbye to the farm for now and head out into the wilds of Alaska. We'll be heading west of Nenana around 40 miles to the Kantishna, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump in an airplane. We took our time getting to the Kantishna, flew around, and enjoyed the scenery. Dave made one pass and lightly drug the skis on the river to make sure there's no overflow, kind of look for any ice chunks or sticks that were sticking up, and then made an absolutely awesome landing. When landing on the river, it's not exactly super smooth. There's small drifts from the wind, but nothing that the plane can't handle. The big wide skis allow it to float over the top of the snow without any problem. It was great to get this opportunity to go to the cabin, even if we were there just for a little bit to check on it. It's been a number of years since I was at the cabin. A few of our friends stopped by every now and then to look in on it. Had a tree fall on the woodshed. And it's amazing how fast the brush grows. The cabin's pretty well protected. Windows are boarded up, has a metal roof. It's a little ways off the ground, but if the river was to really flood, it definitely wouldn't be enough. And I have no doubt the squirrels have made it inside and have made themselves at home. This was just a quick stop, so we didn't see any reason to open it up. Save that for another time. Okay, me and Dave flew out for the day around at the farm, and then we're out at our cabin on the Kantishna. We've landed. There's the plane. River's actually pretty smooth, all things said. Flip you guys around. What was the temperature?
8 degrees.
So just absolutely wonderful day. Getting a little bit of a slight breeze right now, but
Couldn't ask for a better day.
It's not far at all from our cabin over to Dave's cabin. Blink and you're there. He's off the river a little ways on a wonderful little lake. I think it's important to remember when we left Nenana and we left the agricultural project, that was the end of all roads. So the only way to access this country is by air, snow machine, or boat. Or if you're really adventuresome, you can walk or ski or snowshoe. And there's always dog team. Since Dave comes out to his cabin fairly often with the airplane, he's taken the time to make a drag and he can pull it back and forth on the lake. This is done for several reasons. Number one, it smooths out the lake and makes it easier to land on. And two, it gives some contrast. If you have ever driven in a whiteout condition when you can't really see the road or where you're going, just imagine trying to land a plane at the same time. Well, this is kind of like pulling up to your house in your car and pulling into your driveway. Only in this case, we're doing it in an airplane. Most of the lakes in this river valley are fairly shallow. They're leftover sections of the river that closed off and formed a lake. Okay, here we are pulling up to Dave's cabin. It is exactly what you think of when somebody says a cabin in remote Alaska, perched right on the edge of a beautiful lake. Everybody dreams of having an airplane or even a bush plane, but having a bush plane and having a remote cabin to fly it to. We're going to go past the cabin a little ways, turn around, and then get out and stretch our legs.
Well, here we are at Dave's cabin. What are we, 6 miles from our cabin?
It's 9 river miles and about 5 or 6 airline miles.
Air miles. Took us longer to get in the plane, get buckled up, and start the plane than it did to come over. For all those of you in YouTube land, Dave's cabin is a better location than our cabin. He has a wonderful view of the lake. He's got a boat. It's nice and quiet. It's far enough away from the river. Nobody bothers him out here. There's the boat waiting for spring.
You didn't see my workstation. That wasn't here last week.
Worked out nice.
The amount of jugger bottom and barrel up there for it can have running along.
And gravity. Let's see, this cabin was built in
87, 86.
and it was a mile down the lake.
405 yards from here. I had to move it to here.
Moved it up. It was down, if you look down around the corner. It was in a spot on the lake that was starting to saddle. And so it was get it up and moved. And it's very well built. It's a really nice cabin. A good size for the interior. And whether it's 50 below or the skeeters are going to haul you off, the cabin is a welcome place to be.
We're back in the plane, got her fired up and getting ready to go. The cabin's on a finger of the lake, so we've got to taxi back down to the main lake to take off. And like I was saying before, these are all old river channels. So a very long time ago, the river was flowing through this area. And as the river moves side to side through the valley, someday this will be part of the river again. We're coming out to the main lake now. This lake is a U-shape, or an oxbow lake. So we came in and landed straight in front of us there. Now we've turned to the left and we're going to take off on the other part of the U. And as Dave adds some power, a few little bumps, and we're up in the air. I can't thank Dave enough for giving me the opportunity to go flying and stop and check on the cabin. What a great way to spend an afternoon. We'll get some altitude and head back to Nenana. It is so wonderful to be able to fly into the cabin. It makes the trip relatively fast and comfortable. Before that, we always went back and forth either by boat or by snow machine. And it's either a 3-hour snow machine ride from town or an all-day boat trip. And every year, quite a few trips are made by boat or snow machine to haul supplies in. We're on our approach to the Nenana airport, coming in to make a landing. As you can see, we're going to land slightly to the right of the runway, as that is the dirt strip or the ski strip. The city does a good job of keeping the runway clear of snow and ice, so we sure don't want to land on that with the skis. We're just going over the park's highway. The ski strip isn't near as big as the paved runway because the types of planes that use it don't require near as much room to take off and land. And just like that, we're on the ground and back in civilization. What a great smooth landing. Okay, we'll go up, turn around at the end, and go back and park the plane, and then get it put away.
Okay, we made it. No problems.
Good trip.
Yeah, it was a good trip. Now we'll spend a little time getting the plane tied down and the covers back on the wings. Well, here we are at the Fairbanks airport. Isn't that pretty cool? There's companies that specialize in doing ice sculptures. This is for Club 49. It's an Alaska Airlines deal. It's pretty cool. But since it stays so cold for so long, they can actually invest in ice sculptures for advertising or for art, and they stay out all winter long. So they can get 3 months out of one of these, maybe a little more.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.